Welcome. Today we're going to learn how to load the filament into your printer so that you'll be able to make a print. Now, I'm first going to have to take the old filament off. If you have never printed anything before and your printer's brand new, obviously you don't need this step, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that so that in the future when you do need to take filament off, you'll know how. So the first step in getting your filament ready is to preheat the printer. So I need to preheat the printer. To do this, I'm going to press the knob one time, turn it to the right one time so that I have the word prepare highlighted, click the knob, turn the knob until I find the word preheat PLA. Now, I'm using PLA filament, so I want to preheat to the temperatures that PLA needs. So I'm going to click on that one time. Now here I have three options. I want to choose the first one so that I preheat both the nozzle and the bed. So I'm going to choose that first option. And now I'm going to wait for it to warm up. So you can see on the screen, 215 is the temperature that I'm trying to get the nozzle to. The 60 degrees is the temperature I'm trying to get the bed, the printer bed to. And down here at the bottom, I can see the temperatures that they are currently at. So I want to wait until those temperatures are the same as those. So I just wait and wait until it is all preheated, and then I can move on to the next step. So coming around to the back side of the printer, I'll see that I have this little lever that I can push, and that's what releases this filament. If I just try to pull without pressing this lever, then I won't be able to get it out. It's too hard. Okay, so I want to press this lever that tells me that I want to release the filament and then pull with my other hand all the way until the filament end is out. So once the filament end is out, the filament has been unloaded. Now I want to take the filament off of the filament spool holder. And then I want to wrap that filament around to keep it from being tangled. And then once I have it all wrapped around, I want to insert the end into one of the holes and pull that tight. Now I want to take my second roll of filament, the new one that I want to use for my print, and place it on the filament spool holder. And I want to make sure that the end is coming down this direction. So make sure it's not reversed and flipped over. Now I want to look at this end, and so you can see what's typical when I unload old filament. The end tends to be either really thick or really stringy, and I want to make sure that I have a nice sharp point on my filament end. So to do that, I'm going to take my filament clippers and I'm just going to cut so that I get a nice little angle sharp point there at the end of that filament. Now I'm ready to insert this filament into the printer. So to do that, I am going to take my nice sharp pointy end filament and press the lever. The same one that I pressed to unload, I now need to press to load. And then I'm going to stick the filament into that hole. Now sometimes this will go easily. Sometimes I'm going to need to change the direction of the filament. Make sure that that curve goes, I find it works best if the curve goes towards the printer so that the filament will line up with that hole on the other side. Okay, so then I'm going to just keep pressing and inserting that. I can watch as it goes down that white tube. And then eventually it's going to get to the extruder over on the other side, and it's going to get hard to push. And so you'll feel a point at which I just can't push any further. So once I've reached the point that I can no longer easily push that filament through, I still need to extrude the old filament before I can begin printing with the new one. So what that means is that there is still some of that yellow filament left inside of my extruder here. And so I want to make sure I get that out before I start printing so that I don't wind up with yellow mixed together with my blue. So there are two ways you can do that. First of all, you could just hold down that lever a little bit longer and continue to push. Okay, so to do that, I need to just press hard. Okay, but I want to be careful not to bend the filament as I'm pressing. If I do that, I might bend it or break it, and then it won't work nicely. Okay, and as you can see, as I push it through, it started off yellow, and then it started getting more green as the blue and yellow are mixing. And then we're just going to keep pressing until it gets blue all the way through. Now this is coming down nicely all the way down. Sometimes it'll twirl up around here, but I'll be able to just keep pushing until I can see that it's all blue. Now if you find it difficult to press this lever and push this through all at the same time, and you just find it too hard to push, there is another option by using the screen on the printer. So let me show you that as well. So you have two different options for clearing out that old filament. So here at the screen I can see that the nozzle temperature is still 215 degrees as it should be. The bed temperature is still at 60 degrees as it should be. And now I'm ready to figure out how to make the filament extrude more. So I'm going to push on the knob first, then turn the knob one to the right so that I have the word prepare highlighted. Then I'm going to click on the knob, then select the first option by turning the knob to the right. To move axis, click on the knob again. Scroll down, move that knob all the way down until I get to the word extruder, and then I'm going to click on the knob again. Now I want the extruder to extrude a good amount of filament, so I'm going to choose the largest option here that I want it to move 10 millimeters at a time. So I'm going to click on move 10 millimeters and push the knob again. Then I'm going to turn the knob to the right until I get to about 30. And you'll see what happens here is that the filament just is fed through the extruder so that it comes out, and it'll clear all of the old filament out, leaving you with the new color that you've selected. And so you just wait and allow it to continue extruding until it's completely done. It'll stop on its own. And once it stops, you can reach over and grab the filament if you have a long string like this that's coming out nicely. Or if it's close, if it wraps up around the nozzle, again, you just want to take some needle nose pliers or any kind of tool that you can use to grab it out so that you don't have to put your finger anywhere near the nozzle. Okay, and now your filament is loaded and you're ready to begin your print.